Hello and thanks for tuning in to What Would She Do? I'm your host, Saran. Happy New Year to you guys. It's been quite some time since last we spoke and I'm really excited about today's show. So with the new year coming in, we decided to take the show in a new direction. This year we are going to discuss a variety of topics. Previously we've discussed exclusively relationships. So often I get emails and web inquiries about a variety of topics from relationships to finance. So on today's show, that's what we'll be doing. We'll be discussing a variety of topics through questions submitted by our viewers via video. So stay tuned. I also have a special treat for you guys. I have an upcoming online segment entitled Conversations with Saran. I hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for a new year, a new you on What Would She Do? Welcome back, you guys. So in the spirit of what is staple to our show, relationships, we are going to start off with a question from Denise in Queens, New York. Let's take a look.
Hello. Can you please tell me why men think that it's okay to discriminate against women who have children when they have 3 and 4 children themselves?
Okay, Denise wants to know, why do men with children discriminate against women with children? And she was specific to say men who have 3 or 4 children of their own. My response to that, Denise, is that because they can. Men outnumber women, according to answers.com, 4-1. So women outnumber men 4-1. So they have a lot more options than we do. But if you're looking for a place to go where there is a lot more options for women when it comes to men, let's try Alaska. Alaska tops the list of states where men outnumber women, and there are 10 states, according to Business Insider, where you can find a mate because the men outnumber women. And those states are Alaska, Wyoming, North Dakota, Nevada, Utah, Montana, Colorado, Idaho, Hawaii, and South Dakota. Now, I'm not one to move to try to find a man. However, if I was ever going to Hawaii, I think that would be atop my list. I don't know what the pickings are out there, but that's neither here nor there. Good luck, Denise. All right, so to keep the ball rolling in the spirit of the show, we have a question from Abdul, who actually was on his way to Mexico when he sent this video. Let's take a look.
My question to you is, why people don't play by the rules in life, relationship, and business?
Okay, so Abdul wants to know, why don't people play by the rules in life, relationships, and business? I think the answer to that question is that it's easier not to. I think we've become a society where people are very self-focused, and when you become that way, sometimes you forget and disregard, other people and what they might have to endure, trying to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish. So I can't give you a specific answer because that is so unique to the people or the individuals that you are speaking of or inquiring about. But in general, I just think that everybody is trying to get ahead faster than the next person. And from my own experience, I've always tried to do things by the book and follow the rules. And I had someone tell me that, you're always going to be waiting, trying to do everything by the book. Seems like things happen slower for people who follow the rules. So I'm not saying to break the rules, bend the rules, scam somebody, or lie, or cheat, or whatever. Sometimes, to cut corners for some people is easier, but I think when you do that, sometimes you miss the lessons in the journey had you done it the right way. So there's a catch-22 with that. You get there faster, but sometimes you don't get to comprehend everything that is happening learning, or everything that you needed to learn once you reached your final destination. So again, there's no definitive answer into why people do it. I just think that it's easier when you don't play by the rules for a lot of people. And I hope that helps you out after all. So coming up next, we have a question from Tammy in Brooklyn, New York.
Hey Saran, I was just wondering how come when black people move into a predominantly white neighborhood, they all run away. I just moved into this neighborhood that used to be predominantly white, but is now predominantly black. The plumber, who was an older white gentleman, came out to my house and told me that his friends used to live here. He said they all lived here in this neighborhood for over 40 years, but they all moved away. I wanted to ask him, why did you move? But I knew the answer.
Okay, so Tammy wants to know, why do white people move out of the neighborhood when black people move in? It would be very easy for me to say it's due to racism. However, I'm inclined to believe this. I think that we are often fed very negative images of black people through the media. You know, everything, a lot of what we see on TV when it comes to black people is very stereotypical. You see the news, it's very negative. So people are inclined to believe what they see. So if in addition to what you see, you happen to encounter a black person or some black people who embody all those negative characteristics, you're inclined to believe those things. Now, on a personal note, I can say that my experience living in an all-black neighborhood has been very different from my experience living in a predominantly white neighborhood. And you know, I'm not swaying anybody one way or another, but it is what it is. You know, I wouldn't want to, you know, go back to a predominantly all-black neighborhood, and you take that how you want to take it. But you know, that's just been my experience. So I think that, you know, it's just what we've been exposed to, and people react on that. Now, in Tammy's situation, she's sending her video from Brooklyn, New York, and you know, that's the melting pot. So it sounds like from her video that the white people moved away a very long time ago, years ago, and that's when, you know, there was very blatant racism. I think, you know, times are changing, and there are very well-to-do, you know, neighborhoods that are predominantly black, and I just think it's a matter of exposure and what you've been it's what you've been exposed to. And if that's been negative things, you're going to have negative thoughts about a people or a thing. So that's my answer to your question, Tammy.
Hello, Saran. This is Tara, and I have a question. I would like to know, how could I better prepare my finances in 2015?
So Tara sent in her question from Charlotte, North Carolina, and she wants to know how to better prepare her finances for 2015. So while I will not get very specific or very detailed, I do believe that we all must live within our means. I think a lot of times when we are thinking of finances, we become very jaded by what we see on social media, and you know, just trying to keep up with, you know, things that's on TV. And really, I think it's about prioritizing, like, what is priority to you. You know, everybody has different needs and wants, and just weighing those against each other will help you, you know, get a budget together and start to begin to save and track your spending and things of that nature. I do believe credit is the major obstacle to overcome, if that is an obstacle for you. If it is lack of credit or that you need to improve your credit, I do have some tips on how you can begin to do those things. So if you would take a look, I'm gonna change the screen real quick, but some tips on how to get your credit in order, and they are: okay, number one, keep credit card balances low. Never max out your credit cards. Number two, avoid impulsive retail decisions. You know, when you get to the counter to check out and they offer you a percentage off if you start a new account with the department store, always avoid those. Look for errors on your credit report. Make timely payments. And then avoid going on an application spree. Too many credit inquiries as a result of multiple credit card applications looks not only suspicious, but it can also reduce your credit score. So, and also use credit to get good credit. So if you have bad credit and you are in the process of rebuilding your credit, you can apply for a secured credit card, and that can be a safe way to go about improving your credit score. You can create an emergency fund. You know, we all have those emergencies, whether you're medical or your car, whatever they are. Create an emergency fund so that you can prepare for those emergency situations. And then also, we spend a lot of money insuring our homes, our cars, but we don't self-insure. So life insurance and disability insurance is a must to make sure that your finances stay intact. Tara, thank you so much for your question, and I hope that was helpful to you. All right, so let's take a look at a question from Shaida in Queens, New York.
Would you compromise your happiness for the success of a relationship?
Okay, so Shaida would like to know if I would compromise my happiness for the success of a relationship. And the answer to that question is absolutely not. I don't think that anybody should. I really think that's an oxymoron. I don't think that you can sacrifice happiness and then be in a successful relationship. And even if you thought it was successful for a little while, I think that you would begin to become resentful because you sacrificed whatever it is that would make you happy in that relationship. I don't think a successful relationship can exist if both parties are not happy. So I think that one was the easy one for me. No, never, absolutely not. So don't do it. All right. So I hope that is the answer to your question, Shaida. Thanks for sending that in. Coming up next is a question from Jermaine in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Can a man be happy in his relationship if he's not where he wants to be overall as far as establishment is concerned, or as far as his goals are concerned?
Okay, so Jermaine wants to know if a man can be happy if he is not established or if he hasn't accomplished his goals. I think you can be happy in a relationship as long as you're working towards those goals, because if you're in a situation where someone is very supportive of you and you're not actively pursuing these things that you need so that you can feel fulfilled in your relationship, I think that's going to cause some tension in your relationship. So definitely, I think we all have goals and things that we want to accomplish for ourselves. But also, I think the key to that is just having someone who believes in you and someone who supports you and somebody who just loves you unconditionally and you know, will give you that extra push that you need to make your dreams come true. So definitely you can be happy in a relationship even though you haven't accomplished everything that you have set out to do. I think maybe some tips, you know, to help you is to be sure that your goals are aligned with that of your spouse. And I don't mean that they need to be the same goals. For example, so if your goal is to start to travel the world next year and your spouse's goal is to finish school within the next 2 years, those goals aren't aligned. You know, you guys are on two different pages. So I think that if you were not happy with traveling, like you wanted to travel and you were feeling, you know, incomplete because you're not able to do so, and then your spouse can't do it, you know, that you guys are not on the same wavelength. But, you know, your personal goals, go for it. I think everybody respects somebody who is actively pursuing their goals and dreams. All right, let's check out a question from Kenya in Washington, D.C.
Hi Saran, my question to you would be, how do I look more approachable? I have had guys to tell me that they wanted to say things to me, but that they didn't because I didn't look approachable. So how do I look more approachable without just seemingly looking extremely crazy? Thanks.
All right, Kenya, this is really cute. I love this question. So, what can you do to make yourself more approachable? For one, I would say smile. I mean, your face is too pretty to be walking around mean mugging all the time. So, I think just smile. But on a serious note, I would say this. I think it's all about your demeanor, and I think what you carry inward is what you exude, and it comes out. So if you have a lot of things on your mind, if you're worried, if you're angry, if you're stressed, if you're sad, I think all of that is what you radiate to others. So you attract what you put out there. So if you're not feeling good, physically, if you don't feel good about life, sometimes that is the energy that you're getting out. So either that's gonna push good people away or attract people with that same energy. You understand? So I think just change the way you think about life and what's happening around you. I think positive thoughts creates a positive energy, and before you know it, you'll be smiling, you won't even be thinking about it. And the flip side of that, I would like for you to tell me, what is it that you're doing to remain unapproachable? Because me, everybody feels like they can talk to me, and some people say that's a good thing, but if a guy approaches, I need him to feel like he needs to be approaching with something. And because most of the time I'm like, really, maybe he should have thought about that again, and they come over with all this confidence. I don't know. So I mean, that might work for you. You might be keeping yourself from some people that you don't need to be involved with. But on a serious note, just think positive, and you'll exude positive energy and attract positive things and positive people, and that will make you more approachable. And you have a nice smile. Use it. All right, check out our next question from Takesha in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Hey Saran, it's Takesha. Do you ever wish God would just tell us our purpose in life, and instead of giving us free will and allowing us to figure it out? It would make things a lot easier, huh?
All right, Takesha wants to know, wouldn't it be a lot easier if God told us what our purpose is, as opposed to allowing us free will so we can figure it out ourselves? At first thought, initially, it would seem easier, but I think you come to know your purpose through life's journeys, and that journey prepares you for whatever your purpose is. So I think if he was just to tell us, this is why we're here, I don't think we would be prepared for whatever that mission in life is. So I think, there's a method to it. I know that I wouldn't be prepared for my right now had I not gone through all the trials and triumphs that I went through to get to my right now. And I still feel like, I'm going through my own journey, and I think we all, you just gotta pay attention. Like sometimes we miss the signs, and sometimes, we're just focused on other things. But I think if we all reflect on our lives and what we've been through, and the things that we are drawn to, the things that we aspire to do and accomplish, I think that all ties in together and brings us to our purpose. I don't, it seems easier, but I think it would be more difficult. Like if you just automatically knew, whatever, if your purpose, whatever your purpose is, if you knew that right away, I think that you would miss a lot of the lessons that would prepare you for what that purpose is. So it would seem right away that it would be easier, but I think it would make it more difficult. So enjoy the journey, Takesha, and when you arrive at your purpose and look back on your life, I think you will appreciate the lessons in it. All right, so Charles from Charlotte, North Carolina has a question. I'm going to take a look at that, and we'll be right back.
I'm trying to save more money going into the new year. So what tips do you have on putting back some extra cash in 2015.
Okay, so Charles wants to know how he can save and bring more money in. Okay, so Charles, here we go. I think that you have to have a savings goal. Like, what are you saving for? I think when we answered Tara's question about finances for the new year, you have to budget. You have to set a budget for yourself and stick to it. My financial wellness coach advised me to get in the habit of saving. So a lot of people feel like, oh, I don't make enough money to save. Well, if that's $5 a week or $5 a month, just get in the habit of saving some money, so that way when you start bringing in more money, you're already in the habit of putting money aside. Also, automatic deposits into a savings account is a great help, because you don't miss what you never really had or saw. So if you put your money, like if it goes in automatically, then you never really miss it. And so as the money accumulates, that'll help you, to be better at your savings. Some personal tips: you can buy in bulk, buy generic. Couponing is very helpful to saving monies, and those are just some small things, to help you get on track with saving. Right away, I want to say, get a second job and, put money aside for that. But my financial wellness coach advises against that, because that takes you away from the things that really matter to you in your life. But I think when you start to pay down bills and you have that extra income from the bill that's paid off, when you apply it to other bills, that'll help you save in the long run. So I do thank you for that question. I hope that was helpful. And that was for you, Charles. Okay, Charlotte, we are on a roll. I have a question from Jerome in Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's take a look. We'll be right back.
What makes for a happy marriage?
Okay, Jerome wants to know what makes for a happy marriage. Now, I am not married, so I can't speak from personal experience. However, I can speak from observation, because I have a lot of good friends who are very happily married for years. So my observation is this: communication, the ability to just have fun with each other. Not necessarily that you have to be at a place or doing a thing or with people, but just truly enjoying each other's company. I believe honesty does wonders for a happy marriage. I mean, the raw, ugly truth, and just being considerate of someone else's feelings. I think for a happy marriage, you just have to be selfless, and you have to just be open for that unconditional love that's very much required. From my observation, again, I am not married, so I can't speak from personal experience, but what I observed from my very good friends is that they have a great friendship. Besides being married, they're great friends, and they communicate so well, and I think that is key to not just a happy marriage, but a happy relationship. And that could be any kind of relationship, friends, whatever. But I think communication and just being genuine friends and caring, considerate, and loving to one another. So Jerome, good luck to you, and I hope that was helpful. We are on a roll here, and I have a question from Shanna in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's take a look.
Should your spouse allow you to have access to their email accounts?
Okay, Shanna wants to know, should your spouse allow you to access their email? And I think absolutely, yes, they should. I think in relationships, there should be no secrets. And I don't know why email would be off limits. I'm one to say that you should be able to access the voicemail or pick up the phone and all of those things, and I can say that because I wouldn't mind if my spouse did that. So I think definitely, and then it depends, if you guys need to have that kind of communication. I don't know if that's because you just want to be able to do that, or if there's some suspicion of, some activity that shouldn't be going on. But either way, whether there's some suspicious activity or not, I think that your spouse should be okay with that. I would. So I hope that helps, Shannon. And thank you so much for your question. All right, we've come to our very last question of the show. And now we would like to give you the treat that I told you about earlier. Let's stay tuned for Conversations with Saran. Hello, I'm your host, Saran.
And I'm Saran.
And this is Conversations with Saran on What Would She Do?
What Would She Do?
With this being the first show of the new year, we decided to kick it off with New Year's resolutions. So what's your New Year's resolution? My New Year resolution is to stop putting other people's feelings and plans ahead of my own. Cheers to us and all of you on accomplishing your goals for the new year. This segment is an intro to what you can expect on upcoming segments, where we will address questions and topics from our viewers. First and only question of the day comes from Michelle in St. Louis, Missouri. Let's take a look.
So many times in the past, I've set goals only for them to fall by the wayside and never accomplishing them. So what would you suggest to maintain and to stay on task, working through to accomplish these goals?
Michelle wants to know how to stay on task to accomplish her goals. What tips would you offer? I would advise her to set both short-term and long-term goals and to make a daily to-do list to check off the task as she goes. In addition to those tasks, I believe that an accountability partner is very helpful in accomplishing your goals. Definitely. I find when someone else is aware of my goals and tasks, I'm better at following. I'm actually putting those goals and tips into action for myself. So good luck, Michelle. Oh, thanks for that question, Michelle. Well, until next time, continued success and blessings to you all. And log on to our website at www.whatwouldshedothe.show.com. You can tune in to What Would She Do every third Friday at 10:30 p.m. on Channel 21. Thanks for watching Conversations with Saran on What Would She Do?
My New Year's resolution is to be a better and good Samaritan.
Oh yeah, my New Year's resolution is to stay out of trouble and stay out the way. Pretty much it's a lot of death going on in Charlotte, so I just plan to stay out of trouble and do the right things, take care of my kids, family.
My New Year's resolution, get more money, take care of them kids, take care of your friends, take care of all family members.
My New Year's resolution this year is to build a stronger relationship with God and maintain a constant communication with Him throughout the day, every day.
My New Year's resolution is to work on my attitude so I could be a better person in school and sports. I learned that it affects everything, and that's it.
Before we roll to credit, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge my dear friend Wayne, who recently passed away. Wayne was also my camera guy, and he will be dearly missed. And I just wanted to say thank you.